What's going on?
I am traveling.
London? Paris?
Home.
The village?
I let fear force me into making it.
Is it really you?
Hello, Kola.
She's on my old friend from Lagos.
I'll let you talk.
Man,
Yes.
why that woman stay Mamiro? I not just make no big woman come out so. You be man, I know say body no be firewood. But no put time for Mamiro me, like it. I no like her Mamiro.
Who are you? No, Kola, I say
Mamiro don't big woman come out so.
you dey play.
When that woman they come on Mamiro, I know what they see am.
You have no right to ask that.
Sure you don't research woman finish now. You don't see say now good woman. You dey outside now.
You have no right.
I mean, he only did what any good son would do.
What did you find out from spying on my old friend?
She's very wealthy, and she's a widow. She has a daughter. That must mean she's here for something that means more to her than just money.
What do you think that is?
You, obviously.
There's the festival coming on soon. If you're around, we can go together.
That would be nice.
Okay. All right. Of course, it's a live show, and you can expect anything during a live show. I was just asking him something about that particular movie. I guess, okay. I probably, if the conversation goes there, I will bring that up. Of course, we are glad to have my namesake in the studio this morning. I use Abimbola. He uses Bimbo. Bimbo Manuel is in the studio this morning. He's an actor and a playwright. And of course, we'll be talking about the future of Nollywood. By volume, Nollywood is the second largest film industry in Nigeria. That means that, of course, it is huge. And if at this moment we're the second largest, what then is the future? Are we aiming for the first, or are we okay where we are? And we, of course, do know that at the moment, the movie industry is also one of the industry that contributes to the gross domestic product of Nigeria. And of course, meaning that the industry is doing well, maybe not so badly, but again, there are rooms for improvement. How do we improve? What are some of those things that we need to start doing, especially now that our movies are on the streaming platforms? That particular movie is also on one of the streaming platforms. And what are some of those things that we need to start paying attention to also ensure that our movies are respected worldwide? Thank you for being here, Bimbo Manuel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I feel at home because I mean,
you're home.
This is home for me.
This is home for you. Right. So, okay, so where are we at the moment when we talk about Nollywood? I mean, if we look at where we're coming from, there has been great improvement from, you know, the days of celluloid, the days of home videos, where we are at the moment. The streaming platforms are dictating the pace at which, you know, the movie producers are also churning out the number of movies. But because you are a player in the industry, and if you look at all the indices, where do you think we are at the moment?
First of all, thank you for having me on your show this morning. I do not think that we're doing badly at all.
Okay.
And the first thing that stands out for me is that even if it was not deliberate, we have been able to create a succession, if you'd like, you know. As old actors are gradually moving out, whether by lesser activity because the stories are different now, whether by death or by incapacitation and so on. Younger people, other people are replacing them. And same for all the different parts of the movie making value chain,
Right.
where people are succeeding, and as they're succeeding as well, they're creating a heavy impact, a big impact, because we can even see it in the quality of the jobs that we're doing now. They're better. They meet global standards. You know, we're not doing badly at all. Yes,
Right.
at all.
Let me take you back to what you said seconds ago. We're meeting global standards, and so when we look at global standards, of course, we know that there are different genre of movies. There are
Yes.
different stories. Let's take our storytelling as an example here and look at how we tell our stories. Let's look at the rate of our scripts, our script writing, our storytelling, the manner by which we're portraying ourselves to the global world there. How are we doing in that aspect? Because again, we do know that if we do not tell our stories correctly, then others will tell our stories the way they deem fit, and then
Yes.
we have no right to complain because we
Indeed.
haven't done the appropriate thing. So when you look at how we script, when you look at how we tell our stories, how are we doing in that regard, and what should we begin to do better to portray our stories in better light?
Writing scripts. You see, let me address the limitation first.
Okay.
You know, so that I just don't come here and sound like a praise singer for the industry. You see, even as a writer, and this is something that I've experienced firsthand, you're limited. You're limited the way you write and the things that you write.
Okay.
Because ultimately, no matter how big your dream is, your vision is, when you're writing, there are a series of people behind the scenes who will make the ultimate decision whether this works or does not work.
Right.
You know, the producer is there. He is constantly thinking about money. And if you go create something that is likely to pose a challenge in achieving it, it just might get chalked off the script.
Right.
Yes. So we're limited in that regard.
Okay.
And people are, unfortunately, because I do know quite a number of writers who tell you that they're not writing some things into their stories, into their scripts, because they're concerned that the director may not be able to achieve it because of shortage of resources. The director, the producer may not want to go the whole hog because of the same dearth of resources, you know. So there is that. There is that. It is not as if the writers are not imaginative enough.
Right.
We have extremely imaginative writers, young writers, experienced writers, who can create anything that would meet global standards that can be produced anywhere in the world. I'm convinced about that. We just need to cross that hurdle
Okay. Right.
of that limitation, self-limitation, self-editing, if you like, you know. But beyond that, I think we are indeed doing quite well. Meet for the level where we are now,
Okay.
in terms of movie making. You look at some of the things that we have been filming, that we have been releasing. You saw The Lost Days,
Right.
Right, you know. That's an amazing storytelling. That's an amazing story. Simple, no flaws, no fees. You know, just simple storytelling, direct and captivating.
Right.
You know, so in that it would have achieved its aim, which is to capture the mind of people, the attention of people. That's the object. You know, you have our biopics that we've been producing. for the streaming platforms.
Right.
Yes, all those old stories of Jagu Jagu, Ga, and so on. We all saw those things, and they're incredible. They're incredible stories.
Right.
They're incredible stories. And like you said, because there are different genre, you may want to imagine that we write some things better than we write others, you know. But it does not, I don't think it takes away from the quality of our writing now. They're far better. The stories are another matter entirely. The stories are another matter entirely. Because I've listened to some colleagues in the industry, even people on the streets, who say that the stories that were told at the beginning of Nollywood,
Right.
you know, they were far, far stronger stories
than what we're
churning out now. But you see, that's also subjective.
Okay.
Yes.
Does the society play any role here in the manner by which, of course, stories are told? I mean, if we were again to look at what you alluded to earlier, that some people said in the early days of Nollywood, better stories were told, or stronger stories were told, stronger societal issues were raised.
Yes.
So, I mean, as the years went by, things started changing, and then we started focusing on other things. So, is that also a prerequisite for script writing or storytelling as the society evolves, and then the audience also, what will appeal to them? Also, is that a factor when you talk about storytelling and script writing?
I don't know if it is. You see, in what I've observed in other places is that the movie industry leads in terms of trends, you know. But locally, I think we're on the other end. Yes.
Where the society precedes.
Exactly, you know. And look, we're pandering, let's be honest, we're pandering to the population that we have now. Our stories are young, very young, because, again, that is what society is now. We're dealing with 60%, 70% young people. So we're telling younger stories. Older people are finding lesser to do in the movie industry now. And if you're telling older people's stories, you probably risk losing that critical mass
of the younger generation.
You know, yes. And where is the money? The money is also there. It's in that bracket, you know. They're the ones who have the disposable money. They're the ones who buy data. They cannot do without data. Older people will probably just buy it, and they're using it for the basics and so on, but they're constantly burning it. They don't mind going on Netflix to watch long movies and series. They don't mind going on any of the streaming platforms, you know. So, and those things are expensive, but they can afford it. Responsibilities are lesser and so on. And the stories have to pander to them, you know. So it's, I don't think it is that we're totally surrendering.
Right.
We're not, I don't think we're totally surrendering. I think it is that it is economics. Yes.
Okay.
Let's just call it
economics.
Yes.
All right. And then now technology is playing a big role in the industry, and whether we like it or not, it will continue to play far bigger roles in the future. But then when we look at where we are in the industry, are we taking full advantage of technology at the moment, and what are we preparing for in the future? Now that, you know, the streaming platforms, and then we're going back to the cinemas, we're ensuring that the movies are at par quality-wise with what it should be. animation is also coming back and playing a huge role here
Yes,
when it
yes.
comes to storytelling. So technology, is it having the effects that is supposed to have? And are you worried that at some point in time we'll be able to play catch up with this technology?
First of all, excuse me, I don't think we need to play any catch up.
Okay.
Yeah, because whatever technology, in terms of principal photography, for instance, and edit, post-production, I think we are where we can
Should be. Okay.
Yes, we're using top-of-the-range gear
Cameras,
to
editing,
shoot.
right.
Edit is also top-of-the-range. Treatment after post and so on. All of those things are tops. We're not doing badly in that regard at all. We're not. I don't think we are. There is no job coming out of Nigeria that is shot at the top, top level shoot, that cannot be played back anywhere in the world. CGI, for instance, we're not too big on that now. I've written stories. I've also known people who have written stories that you cannot achieve without CGI. But the cost of it,
Right.
yeah, the cost of it, you don't even want to bother. Yeah. So yes, technology we can do with technology, but it is not as if we are doing badly. Yes, in terms of gear.
Okay.
Also, technology, I'd like to include exhibition
Right.
in that as well. Streaming, for instance, I don't see why. Well, maybe I know why. We're not using homegrown streaming platforms.
Okay.
Nigeria to the world, but it's extremely capital intensive. And I do not think that the industry has positioned itself visibly enough
for that kind
to
of
the
funding.
people who hold that kind of resources
Okay.
to be interested enough. We're not showing them where the money is.
Okay.
Yes.
And that brings me to the issue of funding, because
Yes.
again, it is big. The Nollywood industry is one that is capital intensive.
Yes.
And especially for playwrights like yourself, who also have an idea of the kind of plays or the kind of stories that you like to showcase, but again, sometimes are limited by different reasons. Let's talk about the role of funding and how, again, because we're looking at the future, and you did mention that perhaps the industry isn't well positioned enough to attract such investment into the industry. So what should we be looking at? What should players in the industry, producers, storytellers, directors, what should they be looking at so, the investors, either here or anywhere in the world, can actually come and tap into the many talents in the industry?
Okay, we've also made progress in terms of funding. Yeah. Money is beginning to come in from outside of the industry, because before it used to be straight out of somebody's
Pockets, right.
to location and to the cinema. But now it's beginning to change.
Okay.
People in the industry are beginning to form themselves into small conferences,
Clusters.
workshops,
Okay.
and so on, to discuss this. However, I feel that even that may not be enough, because we may not be addressing the real issue.
Okay.
And for me, that would be that the industry is still winking in the dark, assuming that everybody else can see what they're doing, when indeed nobody sees it. The lawyers, the managers, the investment bankers, the investors themselves, all kinds of people who pull, who we can use, we do need in the industry to be so that we can show them the money. We show them the money, they should be interested because there is incredible money to be made in this business.
Right.
But they don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
All those people don't know what we're doing. We talk to lawyers, yes, but it is usually when we just have a contract. Please help me look at
look
it.
through this.
You know, we talk to accountants when we want to pay tax. But you see, these people should be parts of a team that is, and they can't be part of that team if they cannot see the money.
Okay.
So if they see the money, they're a part of your team. They're the ones who are able to put your project together in a pitch that can interest whoever has the resources to fund it. Because whoever is releasing funds to you to do anything wants to be sure that if he goes to the end of the conveyor belt, he gives you money, you produce, you write, you produce, you edit, you go to the cinema or go to the streaming platform. He wants to go to the end of the conveyor belt and be sure that his money
It's safe.
is coming back
Okay.
before he begins to think profit. That guarantee that money will come back, you, the creative, you are rarely able to provide it.
Okay.
Because we're very poor money people. We just want to express ourselves.
Right.
It is those people who serve as checks, balances, people who control us, people who rein us in when we begin to get extravagant, that would assure the money people that, don't worry, your money is safe. The lawyer is there. He ensures that everybody has a good contract. The accountant is there. He's sure that money is not spent frivolously.
Right.
The marketer is there. He knows that if he doesn't do his work, nothing gets sold. And so all those people are the ones who provide reassurance for the investor. And we're not showing those people where the money is in the industry so that they can begin to even themselves specialize in this business. You know, I think that's where we should be directing our conversation.
So who are those that should champion that cause?
You.
How? 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 I was going to think you were going to say yourself.
Well, in our little ways, we're talking.
Are the unions involved now, or the different
guilds?
Guilds, yes.
You see, the guilds cannot, my take, be involved in that kind of conversation. They can participate.
But they cannot champion.
They can't, you know, because it is business.
Right.
It is business, and they are essentially industry politicians.
So there's politics everywhere.
Yeah, you need hard-headed, business-minded people to chase this and be able to call the relevant people together. All the KPMG, Pricewaterhouse, Deloitte, and so on. You need people like that sitting in the hall with you. You need bankers sitting in the hall. You need managers. You need NIM, Institute of Marketing. People like that sitting together with you in the hall, where you can articulate to them what your challenges are, what the benefits are that they can get. They need to also see the money. We have to be less secretive about where the money is in this business.
That means that if truly you want the investment, you need to show the way. And also, all right, so let's talk about, we're not at the moment were 50-50 or neither here nor here when it comes to production of series. But I think in recent times we're beginning to again look into that direction and beginning to work on series again. Can we totally say that there is a future in Nollywood without series, without soaps? Because again, it's beginning to look like Everybody is interested in an hour, 30 minutes production, producing for the cinemas, producing for the streaming platforms, and just a few people are again looking into the direction of the soap operas or the series. Where do we stand as an industry when it comes to constantly pushing those series out there?
That's a major one. Honestly, I'd never given it any thought, but I do know that it's a series thrive on being able to bring people back for the next episode.
Right.
So it's about storytelling. Yeah. It's about storytelling,
And
great
then you
storytelling.
evolve as well.
Yes,
The stories
you know.
evolve.
And then the platform, the playback platform. Now we have such big multiplicity of platforms locally now that you want to consider how much you're spending on producing a series first and whether you'll be able to recoup whatever you're spending if people are not coming back. Not because your show is not good, but because there are too many things for them to watch, too many choices to make. And we can't blame anybody for that. The audience is king in this regard. So maybe that is why people are producing, especially for the streaming platforms now, people are producing short takes, miniseries, 4 episodes, 6
episodes, right.
and they go out. The advantage to the producer is that the advantage in those one-off projects,
Productions,
yes,
right.
The movies, is you can go in and go out. Yeah, whatever money you're making it, and you can move on to the next project. But for series, you're locked down,
Right.
especially long-running series. You're locked down. And as you're locked down, you're spending money.
Okay.
You're spending money unless you have big
Projects
sponsorship
you're involved. Okay.
behind you. It can be extremely dicey for producers.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's quickly take your personality.
Hey.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to ask you very personal questions here. In the industry, as an actor, as a playwright, I'm
Yes.
going to go back to Lost Days. Again, when you got the script for Lost Days, what attracted you to want to play in the movie? Because again, sometimes you get a script and you're turned off, you don't want to be part of. But what was it about Lost Days that attracted you and you really wanted to be part of that?
It was a plethora of things.
Okay, please
Yes.
take us through.
One, the first call I got,
Okay.
yes, Dotun Olakunre and Steve Gukas. Dotun is my personal friend.
Okay.
Steve is my personal friend. And both of them are incredibly, incredibly focused gentlemen. Great movie makers, and getting a call from them,
Okay.
I know that I'm dealing with serious business.
Right.
So I have that assurance first. And then I read the story.
Okay.
The simplicity of it just blew me. Very simple, easy storytelling, made a lot of sense, very realistic, I loved it. And then I was asking, who is playing this role of Chisom? That's the lead female.
Right.
When they told me that it would be Ifoma Fafunwa, I screamed. Because Ifoma, everybody in the industry knows Ifoma as a director,
Right.
as as a theater director, in fact, you know. So I went, I'd never seen it from her.
Okay.
That's intriguing. That's intriguing. And I said, no, don't worry. That's, we'll see. We went for a reading. And Ifeoma is also my friend.
Right.
You know. Went for a reading, and the chemistry was incredible. The chemistry was incredible. I thought, okay, we're doing this.
Okay.
We're doing this. That was what decided me, actually.
Right.
Those things. you
Okay.
know.
So for, I mean, you worked with a couple of other young artists in that movie, Badge. You know.
Yes.
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 So for you, what interests you most about Badge? Because a lot of people also look at him and, you know, speak highly of him and the way he acts. And then of course you shared, you know, that screen together. So for you, as such a young talented actor,
Yeah.
what bits you about this young man?
Again, I'd played with Badge a couple of times before Lost Days, you know. And I'd kept an eye on him since then, yes, you know. How he uses his body, you know. How he uses his voice. He has a peculiar voice. That makes you turn to see who's talking. Yes. So on Lost Days, he played one of my sons. Yeah. And I found him a lot of fun. Offset. Yes. Offset.
Okay. Right.
He's a very quiet, very private person, but and so am I.
I didn't hear that. Don't worry. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that, but it's fine. That particular one you said.
You're leaving the audience with very poor impression of me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. He's a very quiet person. Very, in fact, very quiet. So, the future of the industry. I mean, you've spoken highly of the industry this morning. You've said, I mean, you're not doing too badly, though rooms for improvement here and there.
Yeah.
But of course, what are some of those things that you wish to see in the near future as priority in Nollywood?
Okay. So I'd like to see better organization
Okay.
in the way the industry is run, especially the guilds.
Right.
Especially the guilds, in the way that they protect the different disciplines, people who work in the different disciplines in the industry, you know, the Actors Guild, the Screenwriters Guild. I'm a member of those two, the Editors Guild, the Directors Guild, and so on. How they protect membership,
Okay.
you know, because in doing that, I'm assuming you will end up streamlining the entire industry.
Okay.
We've had cases of people who came from outside Nigeria, for instance, and they come quite frequently these days, you know, to come and work. In other climes, you can't just stroll in and stroll out like that, you know, carrying sacks of money, whatever you've agreed with the producer and so on, you know. There is no gate that protects local practitioners against such incursions. It is not so that they won't come, no, but they should be able to come under terms that are established standards in the industry, you know. Who shoots what, where, and so on. We need to have some kind of order that protects everybody and that improves the image of the business.
Okay.
So people won't stop. People won't just continue to look at everybody who works in the business as all those people.
There.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you
there
know,
has to be order. We need to go, but before we go, when we
please.
look at the future of Nollywood, is stage production, is stage production also been fairly represented here?
Is what?
Stage production.
That's the one we should have been talking about from the get-go.
But you know that when we say Nollywood, normally we talk about, we think that it's most about shooting and all of that.
Yes.
And then gradually, theatre, in codes, is just taking a back seat. And that's why I thought to end on that note. What should we be looking at in terms of theatre productions?
Again, money.
Money.
Yes. You see, because theatre, well, theatre is the poorer relation of Nollywood. Yeah.
Should it be?
Ordinarily, it should not be.
Yeah.
However, you know, I was going to say renaissance, but I think we have passed the point of renaissance now. It's a revival. Everybody's doing stage now.
Yeah.
And there are seasons, there are clear seasons. People are able to identify it now, you know, seasons that they can go to the
And that
to the
season
theater.
is just coming now. It's about the end of the year.
Exactly. And then the top of the year, and then about the middle of the year.
March.
April, May, you know,
Thereabouts.
thereabouts. The period that you usually have Easter,
Easter.
and Eid al-Fitr.
Fitri, yeah.
Yes, and so on. Yeah, you know, usually there is a lot of activity on stage those periods, you know. And people are able to identify them now, and they prepare for it. I have people who constantly ask me, "Is there
What's
anything
happening
showing?"
there?
Yes, you know, and I think that is good.
Okay.
I think that is good. We can elevate that to the next level, because if we do, also, the money people will also become interested.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, because theatre has also gone to social media.
True.
Yes. So everything that gives every brand visibility is helpful, and theatre also does that.
Okay.
You know.
So the remodeling of the National Theatre, will that have any impact?
Yes. Yes, it will.
Okay.
It will. I do have a fear, though, that the cost of using the hall, one, may be a discouragement, and also the size, because I think it's only the main bowl now that is available for theatre. I haven't been since the remodeling.
Okay.
Yes, I haven't been. I haven't. So I don't know which is which. I don't know what
Since
is
it was
where
just
anymore.
unveiled anyway, so
Yes,
I'm sure, no.
But I do know that the main bowl is available for theatre. The main bowl is extremely big.
Big. Right.
And unless you're also a very, very big production, any theatre producer will struggle to fill that hall.
True.
You know,
True.
and make money. And I don't know if there is any intention on the part of the bankers committee or whoever is in charge of a theatre to deliberately work on the psychology of potential audience. There is something in the head of many people about the National Theatre that discourages people from going there, if we're being honest. Those days when the Yoruba projects used to go there and so on, people from everywhere usually would go there, yes, you know. But now that it's been elevated to island level,
it's becoming like there's
some
a little
contradiction of some
disparity.
sort, yes.
Okay.
The people in Mushin will feel that, oh, now they've taken it out of our reach, and the people on the island don't want to come there because of
different reasons. Okay.
You know.
All right. Normally, I know that you are also a very fashionable person. That
I
your
am.
You didn't come with that one that you normally
It's
put
actually
on this
because
day.
of you that I didn't wear it.
Why? What forms your fashion sense?
What forms it? I don't care.
You wear anything?
I don't care, yeah.
Anything?
Really, anything.
You were wearing Bayelsa in that
you should have
picture
seen
that
me
you
yesterday.
sent. So what did you wear yesterday?
Yesterday? Shorts.
Adire?
No?
Normal shorts?
Regular shorts.
And
Regular
then what
shorts.
kind of top?
What do they call those things? That
No.
Havana, those Havana, those Cuban tops.
Oh, okay,
you
yeah.
know, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like the Dan Chiki style?
Those things you wear on the beach now. Those
Oh,
shirts
yeah.
you wear on the beach. I forgot
So what
they
were
call them.
you had the slippers on or
No,
sneakers?
no.
A pair of sneakers?
No.
So what did you have on? And you say you don't have fashion sense.
Yeah.
I will leave it there this morning.
ankle length boots.
Can you imagine?
Suede.
So did you have a hat on?
I
a
did.
bowler hat?
No.
What kind of hat?
Newspaper boy.
Get going. You put it this side.
That way.
Oh
yeah.
my. We need to go. Thank you so much, Bimbo Manuel, for finding time to be with us on the program
Thank
this
you.
morning. He's an actor, a playwright. Thank you again for being here on the program.
Thank you very much, Bimbo, for having me.
Right. So we've been speaking with our guest this morning, and of course, it's taking us through the industry and what the industry should be looking at for a better future. We'll take a quick break. When the conversation returns, Joy will be here with her Lagos conversation.
Joy.